Hello.
What?
So today we wanted to clarify our opinions on religion. Dave Mann, at the end of one of our videos on anti Semitism, he had a few drinks and he kind of went off a little, but he wanted to clarify his thoughts. So go ahead, Dave. Tell us how you really feel.
Well, first of all, I was coerced into making this. What do you call it? Mea culpa.
Yeah. Well, you just
Yeah, I
wanted me to
felt
delete
that
it.
I did. Would you say?
You just wanted me to delete the incident.
I
But we
wanted
need
you
we
to
need to
delete,
face it.
if
You gotta just
possible.
face it.
If you have some editing software there, I did request that you edit out a few of the places where I went a little bit extreme in my anti-religious prejudices. These, as a communist, okay, and I think I've recommended the great communist intellectual Roger Girardi, however it's pronounced, for his work on Palestine over many decades. He ended up, incidentally, converting to Islam. Now, this is a trajectory that is not very common from a communist to Islamist. Uh, but it was enough to make he was perhaps the leading French intellectual of the 70s and 80s, and he organized dozens of conferences on Christian Marxist dialogue. So that shows an openness. He showed an openness to religious ideologies, and so a very interesting character. And if I have the time, I'm going to just really drill down on the guy and maybe write a short bio on him if I can. Where are we at now, though, Elsa? You want me to? Yeah, I think I said that Christianity is a pile of crap or something to that.
Yeah.
And as you pointed out, I was a little bit four sheets to the wind, and I misspoke. So the communist perspective, which I want to represent and I want to advance, is not that religion is a whole pile of crap. Marx, by the way, was not an atheist. Specifically, you'll hear Marx is an atheist. I could, if we could post here, I would show you a few of his own words where he specifically renounces atheism. Why? Because it's a pure negative. It's not a dialectical development. It just says uh, you know he critiqued religion in depth, but not just saying, as many of these what they call new atheists today, uh, they think they're being quite provocative by denouncing religion and so forth. And who's the guy that now he's written a an article, something from nothing. So, how can something come from nothing? He's a physicist. I'll think of his name. But the point being, we have a problem. You know what it is? The world that you see behind me, the world that you see when you go out in the woods, the world that you see when you look upstairs at the stars in the apparently infinite universe. That's a bit of a problem for someone that says something coming from nothing with a big bang. That's, look, a dialectical method will reject the absurd and then try to advance to another postulation. But you're not just going to say nothingness blew up, and these physicists have really gone out of their way to say that they know it was 13 point something billion years ago. I have to believe they are blowing smoke. As a matter of fact, they are. And now they've been basically defeated. And so now they're talking about the crisis in cosmology because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't predict anything. And with Eric Lerner, you need to check Eric Lerner. If you still believe in the Big Bang, and he's a physicist. I'm nothing. But he can show you that the red shift is a bunch of crap, and the whole premises of it was ridiculous. But it's ridiculous even from a commoner point of view.
Yeah, believe
Something blew up. And,
I don't believe in the
well,
Big
no,
Bang.
wait a minute. Nothing blew up and gave us everything. Okay, so there's the issue. This is why I suppose we have about 2,000 different, some of them are still practiced and many others are sort of gone, but 2,000 different religious ideologies because
Yeah.
there's an issue that needs explaining, and there's always a priestly class, we'll say, or a ruling class or an elite that is under pressure to provide some sort of answers. And yes, they're pulling them out of their ass, in my opinion.
Can I talk now?
Of course, I'm sorry.
You said you didn't know what you were gonna say, and then you go on a 20.
Well, that's just the state of my thinking at the
Yeah.
moment. But you can see it's not conclusive in any way.
Well, I mean, is it ever gonna be? Because I don't think we'll ever know until we die. My opinion. But
Well, I'm trying to
I
find
wanted
time to
to
study some philosophy.
I think it's not only the ruling class or whatever you want to call it, the priestly class, trying to come up with an idea of why we're here, but I also think religion plays a really important part in people's daily lives to just deal with the craziness, deal with the sadness, deal with death, deal with all these horrible things that happen in life, and or even just, everyone abandons you, you're all alone in the world, but no, you're not alone because Jesus is with you or whatnot. Like it has this like calming effect that like someone is always there with you. Um, or when someone dies, this is what I wanted to share with you. I'm always
Well, it's reassuring.
I'm always with the personal stories,
Well,
you know.
people need
But wait,
consolation and so forth. Mark,
let me
I'm sorry.
finish. Let me finish. Um,
I'm sorry. I'm
so
sorry. I put in.
yeah,
Go
okay.
ahead.
My brother Hector, he has this really good group of friends since high school, and he had these twin sisters who are just the sweetest girls. About a
Yeah.
year and a half ago, he finds out he was here. He found out that one of the girls had leukemia, and it was really bad. Um, she was just feeling terrible. And I know she did do some chemo, which, that's another whole nother video we can talk about. But then she went into some of the alternative treatments after that. And the last I heard a few months ago, she was doing great on the alternative treatments. And I'm not sure what it was or anything. But then about a month ago, a turn for the worst, and she dies. She's 33 years old. She has a 2 year old son and then two twin girls that are 4 years old. But
I'm
so
sorry. Did you say Hector's cousins?
friends,
I see.
some really good friends from high
Well,
school that he's known forever. But okay, so that's not the but it's just like so okay, so devastating,
yeah.
this young woman, 33 years old, passes away. Like I don't know how her family is dealing with that, but this is the post that her sister posted. And I just
Okay.
thought, I was just like sobbing when I first read it
Is that
because
her?
it's just so she says, "My wonderful Catherine went home to God on the night of 11/26, holding mine and her husband Andrew's hands. Together from start to finish, she finished her race with so much courage and love. Now it's my turn, Kath. I will pour that love into your babies and keep on loving you until we are hand in hand again." So it's just so comforting that you'll see the people who have gone before, instead of just thinking, "Oh, well, we're all just rotting in the earth, being eaten by worms. I'm never going to see that person ever again, never going to talk to him ever again." To think that, she's just gone ahead before me, but I'm going to catch up with her. It's okay, it'll be okay. Like I'm gonna see her again. You know what I'm saying? Like it just that's so
Okay.
powerful. Instead of just thinking I'm never gonna see my
Yes.
twin sister ever again, it's over. But so I just think that
Do you know?
that thought is so
Do you
important. That
know Raymond Moody? Do you know Raymond Moody?
no,
Are you there?
yeah, no, I don't know who that is.
Seem to have lost our.
Oh,
Well, Moody is a pioneer. Pardon me.
I just took away the screen.
Moody is a okay. Moody is a pioneer in the area of a near-death experience. Psychologist and philosopher. He wrote the book back in the 70s, a compilation of many of the testimonies that he had collected uh, he was working in hospital settings and so on, about people who had been clinically dead. And there's more of those people now than ever because of resuscitation technologies and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And the testimonies are quite remarkable. You might want to check that book, but then he really set off a whole discipline, and there's now hundreds of people. You can look at University of Virginia, the department there dedicated to these issues. Uh, and what's his name? Bruce, the head of that department, Bruce. But the point being, uh, these are mysteries. But again, as Moody's work shows, and he wrote subsequent books, first book I think was Life After Life, but he wrote subsequent studies, and many others have written on this now. I'm talking about hundreds. You just Google it. And you can listen to the testimonies of the actual persons that experienced this. And they do tend to affirm a continuity of the soul, we'll call it, the consciousness of being, independently of any particular theological perspective. In fact, from his work and the others, they show that in collating all of these cases, that there's no correlation between a religious faith and their experience of a tunnel, a light, a presence of other beings, in some cases, relatives and lost loved ones and so forth. It's well worth investigation. I don't think all these people are bullshitting. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of cases now
Yeah.
that have been recorded. Uh,
But
yeah, you look into the University of Virginia. These are serious scientists and psychologists. The Department of, I think, Noetic Science, something along that line. And they have been working on this for many decades now.
yeah, but doesn't it goes beyond science. I don't think it's something science can really look at. It's something beyond that.
Well, they can't explain. No, they can't explain. You're
Yeah, so
right, but
why
they can
even
certainly
try?
look at it.
Why even try?
They
But I
can look at it.
feel like science just tries to disprove people's intuition, people's feelings. Science is always just trying to disprove that doesn't exist. But
Okay, a
no, you
skeptical
know,
mindset.
if you know, you know. If you feel a presence, I mean, what's science going to tell you? Science, doesn't know shit, basically.
Hey, there's
Basically, that's what I'm
that's
saying.
right.
Science is a bunch of
You're
bullshit.
right. You're right. Science is limited to in its doctrines and ideology, also, and they tend to be skeptical, or they should be, according to their methods, should be skeptical But they've been open minded, these ones that I'm talking about.
Yeah. But
But
still,
the
it's
point
how
is
they
here,
prove it.
the point
It's
is here,
like
let's not get too far off the point.
that.
The
Okay.
point is about religious doctrine, religious uh, claims to know about the afterlife, if you like, and many other things. The creation of the universe, on and on. The will of God, the mind of God, His rules, and so forth. They claim to know many, many, many things. Do they really? Or do they feel pressured to come up with some answers? Now, that's where I'm at right now. Like I say, I want to dig deeper into a lot of areas, but no, as I think I indicated rather brusquely and crudely, I don't believe that Jesus Christ was the Son of God. I believe he was the son of uh, uh, Vesuvius,
Huh.
the emperor of Rome. When his son I should brush up on this. His son conquered Judea, and he was the son of God. Now, I believe Joseph Atwill has
Hmm.
the the explanation for the specificity of the Christian doctrine.
Yeah, but that doesn't.
Besabius, we should say. Besabius
I know.
and his,
I know. So he's disproving Jesus, but I mean that doesn't disprove why all other societies have come up with a God figure.
it's the unknown
Different. Yeah, I mean,
that people want to know. Why am I here? What in the fuck? You know, I mean, I think that's normal and natural. We're born here out of, you know, pop out of the womb and looking around, and we need some kind of uh, what do you call it? When you're out in the woods, you need some guidance. But that's the way I look at it. And then they concoct. These are stories. There's no proof of the miracles.
hmm.
You know, every Messiah of every religion, if they're worthy of the name, they have performed miracles. You're not going to worship a Messiah that has never performed any miracles to show his exceptionality.
Yeah. Well, isn't it strange that parts all over the world they have had a God that performed miracles? Why do they all come up with the miracles?
I, I'm just trying to explain that. That's obvious.
But why do all the societies come up with
Look,
miracles when
it's
they're
just like,
and they don't know about each other?
what? No,
What if they really happened? You weren't there.
that's the whole thing.
I believe in
That's
miracles, honestly.
to use a sophisticated word, that's the epistemological uh, Question: how can you prove that something didn't happen that others claim? They claim they were taken up in a spaceship. They may claim many things. How do you
That's
prove
probably true.
that they are lying? Well, it takes work, and some people have put in some of that work to try and disprove some of these claims. But it's more difficult. It's just like the propaganda of the U.S. military and establishment make all kinds of claims, and then somebody's got to, or the Israelis, the burnt babies, whatever. You got to, then you got to, and nobody's listening by that point. So yeah, of course, miracles. Look, man, if I wanted to pretend to be God, I'd invent a few miracles and I'd testify them. I would, I would testify to the reality of them, and I would have my staff testifying to them, swearing on a stack of Bibles that this happened. Of course, otherwise you're overlooked. You're a commoner. You're not a Messiah. You're not our great hope. Our great hope uh, can manipulate the laws of nature. The laws of nature are nothing to the laws of physics are nothing to these gurus and what do you call them? Spiritual types.
Yeah, because I mean they're all the elites or whatever, the scientists, and they're all part of the establishment.
Well, yeah, there's a
And
political angle, as I intimated. You can go back to the tribal groups in the Americas or other places that they had their witch doctors. I don't know if that's the
yeah,
correct term, but the people that claim to have knowledge of the Great Spirit and be able to manipulate some of the spiritual forces in the universe for good and for cure and for miraculous outcomes. Of course, you're not going to get any attention. You're not going to get any attention if you're just some guy talking about reason and ration and science and everything. Of
yeah.
course, science now is become a religion, actually,
Well,
and
and
it's backed by big money.
even in healing, I was kind of taken aback the other day. Another one of my friends had me take him to the hospital because he's having gallbladder issues.
Damn.
Mexican guy, and he has gallbladder stones. And I was asking him about that, if anybody in his family suffered from that. And he went into this long story how his sister had gallbladder stones, and his great grandmother had uh, prescribed, just this herb mix, this mix of herbs, and it like completely
Mhm.
cleared all her gallbladder stones, and she was like perfectly fine. And here the doctors are, they're telling him he needs his gallbladder taken out.
No, of
It's
course.
it's gonna be a $30,000 surgery.
No, that's the third. That's the bottom line. Yeah.
He's got no insurance, of course. He's not, supposed to be here and anything, so he can't get any kind of assistance. But I was just like, why don't you try your great grandmother's recipe or her
There
remedy?
you
It's like,
go.
well, she's dead and I don't know it.
Okay.
But it's just like, geez. And we're just like, oh, let's take it out. It's just,
Well,
we know nothing.
Look, the capitalist
Science knows
medical
nothing.
system,
No, but that's
the,
science for you right
the
there.
capitalist medical system,
We don't need the
with all their
gallbladder.
white
Just take
coats,
it out. No problem. You'll be fine. No more stones because there's no more
yeah,
gallbladder.
they have
Jesus
uh,
Christ.
befuddled and propagandized. It's Dr. Kildare. It's a general hospital.
Yeah.
They have worked over the American public to get down on both knees if they see a white coat
Well, the whole world,
and
really.
a document on the wall and a stethoscope hanging off his goddamn neck. They have
The whole world.
brainwashed.
The whole world.
Well, I suppose in some case, when I was in China, things were different. I don't know. To now, they're
In
compromising with
Cuba.
big pharma. But when I was there, it was all about acupuncture and herbs. We went to hospitals. Well,
Yeah.
I witnessed surgeries. Yeah, I witnessed surgeries, open stomach. I hate that shit, but I watched. And the woman who was undergoing some sort of a tumor removal from her gut was no other anesthesia but the needles, 3 or 4 or 5 needles around, and she was in no pain. Now, of course, Western, I hate that word, capitalist medicine at that time was just spending a lot of bucks on debunking anything like acupuncture. Never mind herbal medicines
Yeah.
or Gerson therapy or something like that. So I saw it with my own eyes. So there was something to it. And that means that all the debunking was bunk.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
No, but the whole
The
thing's a
doctors,
big
the
pharma.
doctors here would completely laugh at my
Yeah,
friend's grandmother's herbal remedy that actually solved the issue, and the lady didn't have to give her gallbladder
yeah,
away. you know,
yeah.
it's just ridiculous. That's why I just don't believe
No,
in
but people are clueless,
at all.
and they're
It's
clueless
bullshit.
for a reason. They
Yeah.
talk about, you hear occasionally the dumbing down. I don't exactly like that phrase, but, I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah.
It's not dumbing exactly. I sent a thing about IQ. It's not exactly dumbing. It's befuddling.
Yeah. Well,
You're a good dues paying American citizen, and you have confidence in what you're being told, the way that society is moving, which you're part of, and you're taught to believe is probably the greatest that's ever exists in this earth. So you're saying, who am I to question? These guys with PhDs out their ass.
mhm.
Well,
Well,
so
that's exactly what
this is where they're at.
my friend, I told him, I was like, maybe you should just go to Mexico and get this figured out. You know, it's a lot cheaper down there. Everything. He's like, well, they don't take care of you like the doctors here in the U.S. Just like that. They that this. It's like the gold standard here. I'm like, no,
No.
it's not, buddy. Go down to Mexico.
Brainwashing is what it's all about in modern society.
Because I asked this, well, the surgeon's the one that we went to see or whatnot, and I was like, "What? Can't you give him a medication that's just going to dissolve the stones? I mean, we need to go to the extreme of like taking the whole
Yeah.
thing out. Like it's just so ridiculous." He was just like, "No, no, we can't. All we can do is give him pain because he's having a bunch of pain. That's why he went, just a lot of pain, and so they just gave him pain pills. Of course, that's not gonna do anything. But I was like, why don't you have medication to just they? I don't know. They didn't have an answer for me. Every time, I've been dealing with doctors a lot. With my friends are all sick apparently, but they're idiots. I swear to God, the doctors are literally idiots. Like, I don't know what they don't
I
know.
didn't understand that you went to the doctor's appointment with this guy,
Yes. Yeah,
and
because
you were
in
you
English.
were asking about some remediation short of cutting out his gallbladder and putting a goddamn plastic bag on the guy. Well, that's a fucking pretty good question. But the whole thing's about diet.
Yeah,
The food system in the United States is 100% contaminated,
yeah,
okay, with
true.
toxins.
I
All
was
right,
asking him about his diet, and he's actually kind of like a smarter guy. He's from Mexico City.
really.
He's from Mexico City, and so he's a little more educated than some of the other people here. Not, I'm not like dogging him or anything, but he says he doesn't drink soda. He's really good on like not doing a lot of oils, and
Alcohol?
he does a lot of vegetables. He doesn't drink a lot. He actually complained about some of the other guys in town that they're just like kind of party animals. And
Well, that's interesting.
yeah, he's just a
So,
little more. He's definitely a little more, educated. I think because
well, it sounds like it.
the other guys were
Uh,
all kind of from like a small town, so they're just a little like maybe sixth grade education kind of guys. But yeah, he's a little more educated. So it is weird that he has these gallstones. But I mean, I was just trying to say like I don't think you want to do this. Imagine $30,000 and you get put on a
oh
plane.
no, forget the money and keep your
I
gall your
want
your
to.
gallbladder. No, there must be a
Maybe I
solution
can
here.
research. Yeah, maybe I can research some herbal
He
remedies.
should go, yeah,
Something,
research that because a lot of things are online now. And the
something like
grandmother's dead,
mashed
but
stones.
what?
Yeah, something. It just seems like you should be able to dissolve the stones somehow.
Well, I'm surprised they can't. You know, I had those.
Did you? The
I,
gallbladder?
I went with Jack Valdez and Tim Young to the Indianapolis 500. I don't remember much of the race because we brought along a fucking, uh, you know, what do you call it, where there's four six packs of beer
The
and
case? The case?
a case, and I drank half the motherfucker at least.
I can see
And
that.
then I fell out, and and somebody, when I finally woke up, but a couple of days later, I had pains, and anyway, I went to the hospital, and yes, they gave me some medication that dissolved the kidney stones. I think they were kidney stones,
Okay. I don't know
gallbladders.
what
I
I don't know.
forget exactly. In the meantime, I played a tennis tournament, and I didn't do so well. I was down energy wise. But I'm sure to dissolve. So his answer was, "There's no medication to do that."
No, apparently not.
Well, I'm surprised. I'm
And
telling you the truth about what happened to me.
the poor guy before my other friends had given him my number for me to kind of help him because he knows zero English. So it's really hard for him to navigate. So when he was having this extreme pain, someone told him to go to the emergency room. Now I would have told him not to go to the emergency room because there's these urgent cares that are just so much cheaper. But so he's got a bill for an emergency room visit. He's got a $7,000
Oh,
bill.
please, please. 7,000?
Yeah, for
And
one.
what did they do? What did
I
they
don't
do for him?
I don't even know. I wasn't there, but I think it was just pain pills and
Oh,
we'll see you
oh, I
later.
can't take any more of this shit.
I know. This is what I'm dealing with every day.
Are you recording this?
I basically have a new job. My all my poor friends are just falling apart and I
You're
gotta
doing
witness it.
you're doing your best,
I
and
am.
it's
I'm doing my best.
admirable. But yeah, let's do some research. So
Yeah,
this guy
I am.
decided against surgery, I suppose,
No, he wants the surgery because he thinks that's the only thing that's gonna
and
help.
that's scheduled.
It's not
Let's take
scheduled
a
yet.
break. I got to go get a cigarette. I got to take a bathroom break. Let's get back on here in about 15 minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna pause.
Can we do some research that we're talking about and give him some other options?
I will do that. Yeah, he's not scheduled yet because he needs to pay down some of his $7,000 debt first before they will schedule him for
Oh, please.
the thirty thousand
Oh,
dollars.
please. No, it's too much. 6,000, 6,000 to go.
7.
No, you got to be a little. You must have misplaced a decimal point there.
No,
6,000 to go to the emergency room,
7,000.
or 600?
7,000.
You're kidding me.
7,000. That's why
I knew it was bad.
they have like emergency clinics where you can go and they're a lot cheaper, but the hospital is just outrageous. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I guess I'll look up some remedies for him, but he seems to be pretty
Yeah.
set on the surgery, and I don't know.
Well, I'll do some research also. You can find a lot of information online, and we'll find him. You say he doesn't speak any English?
No, he's only been here a year, and actually, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe the change in diet over the 1 year of American food has
What's
destroyed.
he eating? Fast food?
I don't know. I'm assuming he works at the Mexican
He,
restaurant, so I'm assuming he eats a lot from there. I don't really know you know, what he eats. I mean, he works all the time. He's just always working, so I'm sure he eats the food there uh, a lot of
well,
oil.
all you can do is give him some information, which we will dig out,
Hmm.
but tell him to give up on all the fried foods, of course, hydrogenated oils, and and get on I would say, a 100% liquid diet of fresh vegetable juices.
Yeah, I'm sure that would do it for sure. Just to clear it out,
Well, I think it would
clear out
do.
the system.
You wouldn't need any medication.
Yeah, I know.
Detoxify.
It's really sad.
Throw in some psyllium powders. Get him some psyllium.
Yeah,
That's a great detox.
my my other friend that had the
And
amputation.
the vegetable juices.
My other friend that had the amputation. I've been trying to help him
Yeah.
He does have his residency, so he can get a lot more help. Um, because I've been trying to help him get his disability. But I was filling out the form for him of
Okay.
when you have to write down all the doctors and all the medicine you're on. And Jesus Christ, this guy has been to
Means
so many doctors, so many hospitals. I couldn't even write it all down. He's on like 30 different medications because he's diabetic. He's got some kind of seizure. He has seizures all the time.
paracetamol, paracetamol.
Well,
That will destroy people.
that's just a painkiller, isn't it? That's just Tylenol. you,
And make destroy people's livers.
your picture is frozen on the nicest image there.
You're breaking up there, but
Yeah, yeah, it's very depressing.
what
I don't know. I don't know what to tell him.
I
Really,
imagine. Well, you're doing great work there, trying to help these people and negotiate with the
yeah. I mean,
doctors.
I don't feel like it's helping though because with these stupid doctors, they don't really.
You don't have the resolution. That's the reason I'm getting ready this evening to do some research, and this problem.
Yeah. What about
Like I
diabetes?
said, they gave me something. I guess I can't complain because it did work. Whatever it was, they gave me. I went to the hospital for a couple of a day or two. I forget, and now I was back online. But damn, that's terrible. I just can't get over the 7,000 that you mentioned. Cannot get over it. And what did they do for him? An examination and some painkillers.
Pain pillars.
Was that included, or did he have to go buy his medications?
Probably. Probably.
Fuck, I
Honestly,
don't.
that was probably
It's
extra.
too much.
That was extra. Yeah, my friend who has a diabetes, I mean, I just helped him get on Medicaid, so now it's paying for all of it, but some of
Well, that's good.
his insulin for his diabetes, I mean, you're talking Jesus, like $300 for like a 2 week supply or something.
Yeah, but that's being paid for anyway.
Yeah, now that he's on Medicaid, it does pay for everything, but still.
Everything. He
Yeah.
doesn't have a co-payment.
No, Medicaid's pretty good
Well,
right now. It does pay for a lot of stuff. Um, so
yeah.
it's the state funded because he doesn't have any income or anything right now, so he can get on that. But
Well, the liberals, left liberals, and so forth are demanding Medicaid for all,
hmm
but it doesn't get to the crux of the issue because the medical
yeah,
system
it's just drugs.
is the leading cause of death in the United States. And we have the worst outcomes of any industrialized country in the world.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, and it's so confusing for the diabetic friend. I mean, he's on 30 different medications, and I mean, and just imagine trying to keep
How
those
many?
straight.
Come
30.
on.
He's on 30, like literally
Oh my God! You've seen
30.
his medicine cabinet?
He's so confused. He sends me pictures of the medication that he's out of, and I'm just trying to like figure out what doctor, because different doctors have prescribed different things, and oh, it's so confusing. I don't even
That's the
know.
guy with one leg or
Yeah,
diabetes or what?
the one leg. Yeah, he's the
Eh,
diabetic.
eh,
That's why he lost his leg because of the diabetes. And
well,
I feel so bad because I was helping him about a year ago. He was going through a divorce, and I was helping him with all the divorce proceedings.
yeah.
And then I hadn't heard from him for a long time, and then all of a sudden I hear his brother told me he lost his leg, and because he had a sore on his leg, and I kind of like kicked myself because if I would have like kept up with him, I feel like I could have helped him, like, because they just don't know anything about anything. For him to even like have a sore on his leg, I would have immediately known, go get that checked out. Don't like wait a year, because
Well, before you even go check it out, you go
when
on
you're
this
diabetic,
juicing diet.
I know, but when you're diabetic and you get a sore on your leg, it won't heal, and it'll spread, and it can get
I know.
gangrene.
So
And
you
that's
got to
what he
get rid of
had.
the diabetes.
He had gangrene in his sore, and
You
so
got
they
to get,
said,
you know, like Kathy's father,
yeah, they had to
uh,
take his whole leg, or he would
chopped off
die.
his legs, and you know,
Mhm.
uh, if it gets to that point, yeah, but you have to go on the juicing diet, 100% vegetable juice diet.
Yeah,
You do that, and you're going to rejuvenate these organs, the liver, particularly the bile, and the kidneys and everything. You're not going to have diabetes anymore. Diabetes, is a fraudulent diagnosis. Meat, the hydrogenated oils, which are undigestible, and when they're heated, such as at the McDonald's, they're absolutely toxic. So
yeah,
you don't eat at those places. Rick had an issue. Rick visited him in the hospital. He had a uh, gallbladder issue. He was eating the church's fried chicken every fucking day. Yeah.
yeah. I know. I remember him. He used to have kind of a fast food fetish there for a while.
Well, he used to go on the go all the time, and he's
Yeah,
running by churches, which is right around the corner.
yeah. Oh, there's like 3 or 4 chicken places right there. It's in the
No,
ghetto.
for God's sake. Yeah.
That's their favorite.
Now you have to have a bit of skepticism about what the capitalists are providing you on your menu. It's
Yeah,
all shit.
I saw that if JFK gets in there, I mean JFK, RFK Jr.
Yeah.
gets in there, he has about 15 different food items that he wants like eliminated.
Yeah.
The hydrogenated oils, the artificial flavorings, the artificial
Yeah.
coloring. I mean, all kinds of
Yeah.
things. I was just telling Karina that
Sweeteners.
your favorite foods are going to be gone, and she was kind of upset. But
Poor girl.
I mean,
Poor girl.
I don't think they're gonna let him in there because that'll take out the food industry. They're making big money on all that crap.
Well, they're all already trying to ruin RFK's reputation. anti-vaxxer and
Oh yeah.
hostile to the our beautiful food system and
Hmm.
but yeah, that's one plus with that's one thing that Trump has done right, but we'll see how it plays out.
For sure. Interesting times.
Yeah, yeah, I guess I'm getting depressed, Elsa.
Specifically,
You can count on two hands and your toes the number of people that know that this capitalist system is running the entire world into a dystopian nightmare. On two hands and 10 toes, you can count them out of 8 billion. Now, that's not a good percentage, is it?
I think you'd be surprised. I think there's a lot more than you know. Just your
Well,
immediate
hopefully
your,
so. There's
your
an
immediate
awakening.
circle.
What?
Your immediate circle's not looking too good, but
Pardon me?
your immediate circle's not looking too good.
I don't have a circle.
But well, that's your
I don't
problem.
have a circle.
Well, yeah. So who are you counting on your 10 toes and fingers? There's more. All right. I
Maya
guess
Shown.
I guess we should end this
I
stream.
don't know.
We're getting to 56 minutes.
You're not recording this.
All
You're
right.
not recording this.
I'm done recording.
What?